They say death smiles at us all. And what can a man do? Smile back. Not in arrogance, not in defiance, but in understanding, in acceptance. Because death is not the enemy. Time is not the enemy. Fear is not the enemy. The enemy is within. The enemy is that voice that whispers, not today, not ready, not good enough. The enemy is the hesitation between the thought and the action. The pause where dreams die and regret is born. Marcus Aurelius had a man behind him. A slave, yes, but in truth a guardian of his soul. That man's duty, to remind the emperor, you are just a man. Imagine that, the most powerful man in the world choosing to hear those words every day. You are just a man. No crown can change that. No victory can erase that. Because the real battle was never against other men, it was against himself. Ask yourself, who whispers in your ear? What words guide your steps? Or have you let the world fill your head with noise, with empty promises, with excuses wrapped in comfort? You want to lead, to conquer, to rise? Then begin here. You are just a man who must choose every day between discipline and decay, between action and apathy, between becoming or wasting. Look around you. This world, it sells ease like it's salvation. It tells you to chase happiness, but never mentions the price. It teaches you to fear discomfort, to flee from pain, to avoid the hard path. But understand this, the hard path is the only path. The soft road leads nowhere. The storm doesn't break you. The storm shows you what you are. You think strength is built in peace. Number strength is forged in the crucible, under pressure, beneath weight. Weight builds the man. And what of fear? We dress it up, give it new names: stress, anxiety, worry. But at its root, it's all the same. The mind's lie, the mind's trick. Fear is a mile wide and an inch deep. It looks vast until you step forward, then it vanishes. The monsters you see, they are shadows cast by your own doubts. And you give them form. So what's the answer? Step, move. Doctor, action kills fear. Every step forward shrinks the shadow. Every task completed weakens the voice that says you can't. The mind feeds on what you give it. Feed it action, feed it discipline, starve the doubt. I hear it all the time. I'm not ready. Ready? No one is ready. Readiness is a myth, a comfort for the idle. The battle comes whether you prepare or not. The storm doesn't ask if you're ready. The world doesn't wait. So why do you? Ask the Spartans if they were ready. Ask the man standing at Thermopylae, facing an army that blotted out the sun. Ready or not, the enemy came. And what did they do? They stood. And so must you. You want to win? Then first, learn how to lose. Learn how to fall without breaking, how to fail without quitting. The art of standing unbroken is not in never falling, it's in always rising. Every defeat, every setback, every scar is not a mark of shame. It is a reminder that you endured. And endurance, that is strength. There's a lie, that anger makes you strong, that rage gives you power. Don't believe it. Anger is a fire that burns the hand that wields it. It clouds your sight, narrows your mind. In anger, you see only the enemy, but you miss the danger. The wise man controls his fire. He uses it, but is not used by it. The real weapon is clarity, stillness. Imagine the archer. His power isn't in the strength of his arm. It's in the calm of his breath, the stillness of his aim. The warrior who wins is the one who sees all, who moves when the time is right, who acts without haste, without panic. Emotional content, not anger. Purpose, not frenzy. Everything we hear is opinion. Everything we see is perspective. Remember that. The world will tell you what to fear. It will show you illusions and call them facts. But you, your mind, decides what is real. And in that decision lies your power. You have power over your mind, not over events, not over fate, but over how you meet them. And that is enough. Because it is not the event that destroys a man, but his judgment of it, his story about it. So write a story that serves you, a story of strength, of courage, of resilience. Do you know why you feel lost sometimes? Because you've forgotten that freedom isn't the absence of burden, it's the mastery of it. Discipline is freedom. Sacrifice is freedom. When you choose the hard path, when you take responsibility, you become free. Free from fear, free from weakness, free from the chains of your own making. Pain will come, struggle will come, but these are not your enemies. These are your teachers. Every time you push through the resistance, you build something no man can take from you. Inner strength. The world ends when you're dead. Until then, you've got more punishment in store. Stand it like a man and give some back. And when doubt creeps in, as it will, remember this. It's not the weight that breaks you. It's the way you carry it. Adjust your stance, tighten your grip, and move. Always move. Because in the end, it's simple. The obstacle is the way. The hardship is the test. And your response is your legacy. Let this be the foundation. The art of standing unbroken begins now. Every man wants to rise. Every man dreams of greatness. But few are willing to pay the price. Why? Because the price is high. Because the price is everything. And most, when they see the cost, turn away and settle for comfort. But comfort is the enemy of kings. Comfort is the assassin of potential. Greatness is not handed down. It is not inherited. It is earned in sweat, in sacrifice, in nights where sleep is replaced by work, where comfort is replaced by struggle, where ease is traded for discipline. They say, "What are you willing to give?" But that is the wrong question. The real question is, what are you willing to lose? Because to gain what others will not, you must lose what others cling to. Time, pleasure, distraction, approval. You must be willing to stand alone, to walk paths where no applause echoes, where no one sees the work, only the result. And they'll call it luck. They'll say you were gifted. Let them. You'll know the truth. You paid in full. Sacrifice is misunderstood. It is not loss. It is investment. The man who sacrifices today buys strength for tomorrow. He trades the fleeting for the lasting, the immediate for the eternal. You want to master your craft, your business, your body? Then understand, it will cost you. The price is time others waste. The price is energy others spend on pleasure. The price is moments where you could choose ease, but don't. And here's what few will tell you. The more you give, the greater your capacity becomes. Sacrifice stretches the soul. What once felt impossible becomes your new normal. The weight that crushed you becomes the weight you lift without thought. But only if you persist. Only if you endure the forge without fleeing the heat. Think of the greats, the Spartans, the Stoics, the warriors of history. They welcomed the challenge because they knew the storm is coming. The storm always comes. The question is, will it find you prepared? Or will it break you because you chose the easy path when you could have chosen the forge? Discipline is the forge. Sacrifice is the heat. And the man who enters willingly, who stays until the work is done, he emerges unbreakable. Not because life gets easier, but because he gets stronger. So what is the cost of greatness? It is everything that does not serve your purpose. It is the shedding of the unnecessary, the ruthless removal of the trivial. It is the willingness to be misunderstood, mocked, doubted, and to keep going anyway. They will say, "You've changed," and you will nod, because change is the point. They will say, "You're obsessed," and you will nod, because obsession is the fuel of mastery. They will say, "You've lost balance," and you will nod, because balance is for those who wish to stay where they are. You wish to rise. Understand this. There will be days when you question the path, when fatigue whispers, "Quit," when loneliness presses in, when the world's noise tries to drown out your inner fire. In those moments, remember, the cost is high, but the reward is higher, because the man who sacrifices today owns tomorrow. The man who chooses the forge over the feast becomes the master of his fate. You are not owed greatness. You are not owed success. These things are not given. They are earned, one decision at a time, one sacrifice at a time, one battle at a time. And every battle is within. Every enemy is internal. The doubt, the fear, the craving for comfort. These are the true adversaries, and they are relentless. But so must you be. Ask yourself, what am I willing to lose? And then lose it. Lose the distraction. Lose the excuse. Lose the need for approval. And gain yourself, the true self, the self forged in fire. There's a reason warriors of old lived by code. A reason they sought the hard way. Because they knew what modern men forget. Without sacrifice, without struggle, the soul withers. And a withered soul is no match for life. The cost of greatness is high, but so is the cost of regret. Choose your pain, the pain of discipline, or the pain of looking back and knowing you could have been more. When the forge calls, answer. When sacrifice is required, give. And when the storm comes, stand. Because that is the way of the strong. The final battle is always within. Long before you face the world, you face yourself. Your mind is the first battlefield, and the only one that matters. Win there, and nothing outside can touch you. Lose there, and nothing outside can save you. Every man walks with shadows, doubt, fear, hesitation. These are the enemies that camp within your mind, waiting for weakness, waiting for the moment when you look away from your purpose. And when you do, they strike. But they don't come with swords. They come with comfort, with distraction, with justification. The inner war is fought in silence. No one sees it. No one applauds the battles you fight against your own excuses. But these are the wars that define you. This is where men are made or broken. Mastery of mind begins with ownership. You must own your thoughts, or your thoughts will own you. A man who does not command his mind is a slave, no matter how high he rises, no matter what wealth he accumulates, what victories he claims. If his mind rules him, he is in chains. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius wrote those words as an emperor, but he meant them for all men. Because fate is not what happens to you. Fate is how you meet what happens to you. And that begins in the mind. Your thoughts shape your actions. Your actions shape your habits. Your habits shape your character. And your character shapes your destiny. So it all begins in the mind. Guard it. Train it. Rule it. You want mastery? Then begin with discipline of thought. Reject the poison of comparison. Reject the weakness of blame. Reject the fantasy that the world owes you ease or fairness. The world owes you nothing, but you owe yourself everything. The mind is like the body. It grows with pressure, with strain, with resistance. So seek the hard thoughts, the hard truths. Ask yourself the questions that hurt. Am I doing all I can? Am I who I pretend to be? Where have I let weakness take root? These questions are the whetstones that sharpen the blade of your mind. And when fear comes, and it will come, face it. Look it in the eye and see it for what it is, a signal. Fear shows you where the edge is, and the edge is where growth lives. So do not flee. Step toward it. Mastery of mind does not mean you feel no fear. It means fear does not rule you. You will hear voices. You're not enough. You'll fail. You'll fall. Let them speak. And then act anyway. Because mastery is not in silencing the noise. It is in moving through it. It is in choosing action over paralysis, discipline over doubt. There will be moments when you falter, when the inner war seems too vast, when the storm inside rages and you feel small. Remember, the storm does not break the oak, it strengthens it. The wind does not crush the mountain, it shapes it. Let the storm come, let the wind blow, and stand. Legacy is not carved in stone. It is carved in choices, in moments, in the small daily victories no one sees. The battle to rise when you'd rather rest. The choice to act when you'd rather wait. The decision to give your best when no one would fault you for giving less. These are the chisels that shape the monument of your life. Do not chase what is beyond your control. Do not waste your strength on what cannot be changed. Focus where your power lies, in your decisions, in your actions, in your mind. This is the domain of kings. This is where your legacy is written. You want to be remembered? Then master yourself. The man who rules himself needs no throne. His kingdom is his character. His crown is his courage. His legacy is his deeds. And in the end, when the dust settles and all else fades, what will remain? Not your wealth, not your titles, not your possessions. What remains is what you built within. The mind you forged, the battles you fought, the storms you stood through, the man you became. So choose now. Choose mastery. Choose the inner war. Choose the path that few walk, but that all admire. Carve your legacy not with words, but with action. Not with dreams, but with deeds. Because in the end, this is the truth. The world remembers not what you had, but what you did. Not what you claimed, but what you conquered within. This is the way of the strong, the way of the master, the way of the man who owns himself. Stand and carve your legacy.